Next week on Coronation Street, tensions run high as the past comes back to haunt Carla Connor, Alison King, with the shocking return of her fugitive brother, Rob Donovan, Mark Bayless. Meanwhile, Tracy Barlow, Kate Ford, is out for revenge, and an emotional farewell looms for Yasmeen Metcalf, Shelley King. With a dramatic arrest, a deadly temptation, and life-altering decisions on the horizon, Weatherfield is set for an unforgettable week. The residents of Weatherfield are still reeling from the devastating hit and run that left David Platt, Jack P. Shepard, and Daisy Midgley, Charlotte Jordan, fighting for their lives. As accusations fly, tensions only escalate when news spreads that Rob Donovan is back in town. Having been on the run for years, Rob's sudden reappearance sends shockwaves through the community, especially for his sister Carla, who is left fearing for her safety. Dia's Lisa Swain, Vicky Myers, is already on edge, but her panic intensifies when she discovers that her daughter, Betsy, Sidney Martin, never came home the previous night. When Betsy eventually returns, hungover and dismissive of her mother's concerns, Lisa warns her that it isn't safe to be out alone with Rob on the loose. However, Betsy brushes off her mother's worries until she realizes she's being followed. Turning around, she comes face to face with Rob. But what does he want? And will she make it out of the encounter unharmed after a decade in Weatherfield? Yasmeen Metcalf prepares to say her goodbyes. With the sale of her share of Speed Doll finalized, her granddaughter, Alia Nazir, Sarah Khan, officially welcomes a new business partner. But as they shake hands, it quickly becomes clear that things might not go as smoothly as Alia had hoped. Meanwhile, Yasmeen takes a moment to reflect on the memories she's made before making her emotional exit from Coronation Street. Eileen Grimshaw, Sue Cleaver, gets the shock of her life when she walks into the Undertaker's and finds her sister, Julie Karp, Katie Kavanagh, deep in conversation with George Shuttleworth, Tony Maudsley, about funeral arrangements. Alarm bells ring, and Eileen demands to know what's going on. Is Julie hiding a devastating secret? Could she be terminally ill? Tracy Barlow is still seething after discovering that Cassie Plummer, Claire Sweeney, drugged her father, Ken Barlow, William Roach. To add insult to injury, Ken appears to have forgiven Cassie, even choosing to leave town for the lakes instead of staying behind to support Tracy. Furious at Craig Tinker, Colson Smith, for failing to arrest Cassie, Tracy decides to take justice into her own hands. In a dark alleyway, Tracy makes a suspicious exchange with a shady individual. However, her plans may be in jeopardy when Debbie Webster, Sue Devaney, appears out of nowhere, leaving Tracy paranoid about what she might have witnessed. Determined to get her revenge, Tracy lures Cassie to no one under the pretense of settling their differences. But once Cassie arrives, Tracy unveils her true intentions, handing her a bag of drugs, knowing full well that Cassie is a recovering addict. Will Cassie succumb to temptation and spiral back into addiction? Or will she see through Tracy's cruel scheme before it's too late? As the hunt for Rob intensifies, Dia Swain delivers shocking news to Carla. A body has been found near the hospital, and authorities believe it could be Rob. Is her long nightmare finally over? Or is this just another twist in an already harrowing saga? While Tracy is busy plotting her revenge, she's blindsided by a bombshell from her partner, Tommy Orpington, Matt Milburn. Tommy reveals that he's accepted a coaching job in Southampton, throwing their future into uncertainty. Stunned by the news, Tracy issues an ultimatum. But will Tommy be willing to sacrifice his career to stay with her? Over in the police station, Kit Green, Jacob Roberts, is livid when Andy Garland is taken into custody and insists the hit and run was nothing more than a tragic, drunken accident. But is Andy telling the truth? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Ed Bailey, Trevor Michael Georges, sits down with his daughter, Dee Dee, Chanique Sterling Brown, and voices his concerns about her recent decision. Dee Dee has chosen to put her baby up for adoption, and Ed worries she might regret it down the line. Will Dee Dee stand by her choice, or will her father's words make her rethink everything? David Platt, still shaken from the recent accident, turns to his grandmother, Audrey Roberts, Sue Nichols, with an important request. Could this be connected to his ongoing struggle to protect his family? Or does David have something else weighing heavily on his mind? As Coronation Street gears up for another action-packed week, Weatherfield is set to be rocked by shocking revelations, emotional goodbyes, and explosive confrontations. Will Carla and her loved ones finally be free of Rob Donovan's looming shadow?